Match week 1 is back for the championship. So today we're going to be doing our championship predictions for match day 1. So I'm going to go through every single game who's going to be playing. And the first one is Sheffield United Southampton. We've got Blackburn West Brom, Bristol Preston, Middlesbrough Millwall, Norwich Hull City, Plymouth Argyle versus Huddersfield, Watford QPR, Stoke Rotherham, Swansea Birmingham, Leicester Coventry, Leeds Cardiff, Sunderland Ipswich. So we're going to start off from the very top. Sheff Wednesday versus Southampton. Sheff Wednesday, a newly promoted side, and Southampton, a newly relegated side. But obviously we all know how good Southampton have done in the Premier League. Obviously in my predictions I put them in third, and I put Sheff Wednesday in, I think I put them in 18th, I might be wrong. But I think I'm gonna go for a 4-1 win to Southampton. Because obviously Southampton are a great side in the Premier League. Even though Sheff Wednesday, it took them a while to get promoted back up to the Championship. But I do think they'll get beat. I think they'll still score a goal, but I think they'll get beat 4-1. Now we've got Blackburn versus West Brom. Obviously I did say West Brom might have a bad season in my predictions. I said Blackburn could have an okay season. It might not be the best, but obviously there is a lot of good teams in the Championship. But I do think Blackburn will get a win. I think Blackburn are going to win 3-1. On to Bristol City now versus Preston North End. Both teams are really good and it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to go 1-0 to Bristol City. They're both really, really good, and obviously Bristol might sell a player who might be obviously going down up to the Premier League, and they could get quite a lot of money. And I think if they get that done by the game, I think they'll be able to play a good side. Now we've got Middlesbrough Millwall. I both think they're two great teams. Obviously, Hull are really good with Millwall, especially West Ham. But I've got Cody Akpom for Middlesbrough, so I do think Middlesbrough will get a 2-0 win against Millwall. Next we've got Norwich versus Hull City. Hull City had a good, we're unbeaten now since I think it's March or April, and we lost to Middlesbrough last season. That was the last time we've lost. We had a good game. We had some good games in the pre-season, but obviously we drew to Scunthorpe, we drew to Bradford, and obviously I knew that was only pre-season, but I went to the Scunthorpe match, and I knew when I first saw them playing, I thought we've got absolutely no chance of winning because the way they were absolutely pressuring us was really, really well. But I do think the season's now started, and I think Hull City are going to get a 2-1 win. I think the goal scorers will be Regan Slater and Ozan Tufan. Next we have got Plymouth Argyle versus Huddersfield. I've put Plymouth Argyle in 23rd, and I put Huddersfield in, I think it was 21st. I might be wrong. But I think Plymouth Argyle are obviously a good team. They won the League One. And I both put them near to the bottom, but I put Plymouth Argyle to be relegated. But I always think, like Hull City did last season, they started off like unbelievably well, but in the end they actually didn't finish as good. But obviously Sudley and Rossini came and we was scoring goals and winning matches. But I think the Plymouth versus Huddersfield, I do think Plymouth are going to win, and I think they'll do the same as Hull City, and I think they'll get a 2-1 win over Huddersfield. Next we've got Watford versus QPR. I did put QPR to get relegated, but then I also think Watford are on form, so I think it'll be a close match. But I think it'll be 1-0 to Watford. Stoke Rotherham. Both teams, they've done really, really well to obviously stay in the Championship. they're both two good teams as well, but I did put Rotherham to be at the bottom of the league. So I do think it will be 3-0 to Stoke City. Next one, we've got Swansea Birmingham, two really good sides. I do think Swansea will get the better of them, and I think they'll get a 2-1 win. I think it'll be Peru and Peru. Next one, we've got a really, really close one, Leicester City versus Coventry. Both sides are very good. Leicester, they've won the Premier League before, and Coventry nearly got to the Premier League. So I think it'll be a close one, but I do think Leicester will just get that little win. I think it'll only be 1-0 though, so I'm going to say 1-0 Leicester. Leeds Cardiff, two good sides. I did put Leeds to get second place, but Cardiff to just be a bit down in the second half of the table. But that doesn't mean that obviously my predictions are right. They could all be wrong. But I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Leeds. Next one, we've got Sunderland versus Ipswich. Ipswich are a very, very good team, so Sunderland. So it's going to be a very, very close one, I think. And obviously, I did put Ipswich to get quite high this season. So I do think Sunderland will get the better of them. But I think it'll be a last-minute goal for Sunderland. I'm going to say 2-1 Sunderland. Right, that's the end of our predictions. We're going to be doing it every single week of the Premier League and the Championship. You might be thinking that this should be longer. If you do think that it should be longer, then please like. If you don't think it should be longer, then subscribe. We've made 7 subscribers. Obviously, I'm so really happy now. And obviously, I hope everyone is absolutely loving my actual YouTube channel. I hope everybody's watching my predictions, because I've heard lots of people saying, from like my friends, my family, have been even saying you're doing some good predictions. Hopefully that will stay the same. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Bye.